Good question. Let's see. Can you go to your non-representing representatives? You could, but chances are you'll get nowhere, or you'll get written off like like you're a whack job, a
The
goofball.
Congress does not want to deal with it,
They don't want to deal with it, and
and they won't.
no, of course not. Of course they won't. You know that. Let me take this a step further, and we got about a minute and 30 before the break, and next segment we'll certainly dive into this. But you can already tell by the actions of the Japanese government and by the people that run the Fukushima plant over in Japan that A, they're not telling everybody everything that they need to know. B, it's a lot worse than it really is. And C, there's going to be a large portion of Japan, when all is said and done, that is going to be uninhabitable by human beings. It reeks of Chernobyl, only Chernobyl blew up and the particles dispersed. And while it still burned, they weren't dumping water, tons and tons of water on an open reactor where the fission process is still taking place and still dumping out all this radiation. 10 million times the safe limit is what they measured at reactor number 2. 10 million times the radiation safe limit. When we come back, folks, we're going to talk about this and what could happen to the United States if they have an accident like this. All this and more. This is the Intel Hub Radio. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
In a world where corrupt oppressors and all oligarchs have seized control of the populations, total tyranny is amongst us. The burden of humanity rests on our shoulders. The only way out is to expose the global crime syndicate known as the New World Order. Together, we are all one. Together, we are Intel soldiers. The battle for free humanity ensues. Join us in the fight. TheIntelHub.com.
Hey, this is Chris and Cherie, hosts of Truth Frequency, here to tell you all about our favorite suppliers of entheogens and sacred plants, Bouncing Bear Botanicals. This is the only supplier that I trust for fresh ayahuasca vine directly from the Amazon basin. Just go to truthfrequencyradio.com and click on the banner right on our front page.
And don't forget, Chris, Bouncing Bear also offers only the freshest Amanita muscaria, San Pedro cactus, Salvia divinorum, Thai kratom, and much, much more. So order now through our website, truthfrequencyradio.com, by clicking on the banner. Your order will be shipped securely, and your information is always kept safe and confidential. And by ordering through truthfrequencyradio.com, not only will you get the best customer service on the planet, but you'll also be supporting the show.
So don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, tap into the Truth Frequency every Saturdays, 10 o'clock Central on Oracle Broadcasting, truthfrequencyradio.com.
Hey, this is Jack Blood, host of Deadline Live. For years now, I have been cheating the multinational pharma cartels and have avoided extensive doctor bills by taking Enerfood products every day. These are the products that the powers that be do not want you to know about, and with Codex Alimentarius legislation are actively trying to ban. Why? Because if you take Enerfood coconut milk powder and switch to all organic NutriCafe coffee and Coco Mojo, you won't need them. Go to enerfood.com today to learn more about how a daily, inexpensive intake of nature's superfood will increase your immune system by flushing out toxins, and how this will increase your energy, stamina, and focus. You know, you can't take on the New World Order from your couch. enerfood.com, or give them a call today, 866-762-9238, 866-762-9238. Tell them Jack Blood sent you.
Radio X, With your host, Jimmy X.
Sundays at noon on the Oracle Broadcasting Network.
I was born, a shotgun in my hands. Behind the gun, I'll make my final stand.
Joe Joseph, John King, and AC Griffith here.
And that's why they call me.
The Intel Hub Radio, now called the Freedomlink Radio, here on Oracle Broadcasting, www.thefreedomlinkradio.com. And before the break, we were talking about what this could spell for the United States. What could all this radiation talk, what could all this, the lessons learned from Japan, what could it be? What could this mean to the United States? Now, let me give my John Moore sworn speculation, if you will. Our good buddy John Moore. You see what's going on in Japan. We can see that they're not telling everybody what's going on, but we can tell based on what our eyes are telling us, based on the photographs that you see, based on the snippets of truth that are coming out, much like radiation levels 10 million times what they're supposed to be at reactor number 2. And then soon after, the Japanese government says, no, they were wrong. No, they were right. They were totally right. And here's the problem. Because, see, now our flank's exposed. Now the United States' flank is conveniently exposed. And this is where Libya and Al-Qaeda and everything else ties into Japan. Because the U.S. has way too much spent nuclear fuel. And they have 23 of these Mark I reactors. And we are ripe, folks, for a terrorist attack. Why? Let me tell you why. And I hate to call it terrorist attack, but it is what it is. Because we're putting our nose where it doesn't belong. We've got it jammed up Gaddafi's butt. And we're going over to a country that we know nothing about, their culture or their customs. And we're putting ourselves in yet another position and another vulnerability. And this is the problem that I have. So who's to say conveniently that the puppeteers that pull our politician strings, that pull Gaddafi strings, that pull the European Union strings, who's to say they don't do something that would cause an issue, i.e. a plane into a reactor building in the United States, or a bomb that goes off. God only knows. The possibilities are endless. But all of this talk in the mainstream media, all of this information that we're getting is pointing to something like that. And John, you've said it yourself in your Future News that the United States is ripe for some retaliation for sticking its nose where it doesn't belong.
Oh, absolutely. And we're fighting Al-Qaeda in one front and supporting them in another. Do you think they're going to be happy that we're supporting them at the same time we're fighting them? Hello?
No, if it was me, I would think it's kind of convenient. Hey, look at this, man. We're getting some free weapons out of this. This is all right. These guys, I don't know, John. I mean, I can't even tell you. Right now, I'm so confused with this whole situation with Libya that I'm having a hard time wrapping my arms around it, because here on the one hand, there are mortal enemies, but at the same time, we know that the CIA has funded them for quite some time now. And in Libya, they're actually fighting Gaddafi. And here's Gaddafi going out in the mainstream media saying, wait, whoa, you guys are arming Al-Qaeda. What are you doing? I'm trying to fight them. I'm on your side, guys. Hey, what you doing? Griff, what do you think about that?
I was thinking back to a statement I made the other day about agendas. The people have 4 or 5 different agendas. It's not all the same agenda. They're sincere people mixed in with operatives, mixed in with all kinds of other people that are doing what they're doing because of their reasons. They are all not of one accord. Then you go above that, You go into governments, different governments have different agendas. You go into banking, you have different agendas. And you go higher and higher all the way up to the President of the United States, and you got a different agenda. Go to the people of the United States, and you have different agendas. Go to different racial, different Farrakhan groups. They're all different agendas, and they're all coming together of a sort in the action of the military. The military has a different agenda. The different militaries have different agendas, and they're all fighting against rebels. Now, what the hell is a rebel? I don't know what a rebel is. They don't know what a rebel. I thought the Al-Qaeda was the enemy of the United States, but now we're financing them to put them in power in Libya and maybe Egypt and maybe Syria. What the hell are we doing? The people are being taxed in the United States and punished if they don't pay their taxes to buy rockets and bombs. The rockets, we fired over 100-some rockets in Libya at over $1 million apiece. And the debt is put on the American people.
Sure.
So we can turn the country over to Al-Qaeda. Now, wait a minute. It's
I know.
time to say, no, stop.
Isn't it crazy?
We're not going to do this anymore. And the only recourse the people have is to stop. They have no other recourse. Just don't do anything. That's the only recourse we have.
Yeah.
So it's madness, and there's not a soul on the earth that can make sense out of this. If you were getting briefings every day at the CIA, you would not be able to make judgments on what's happening. Because it is chaos and confusion, and that is one of the agendas of the government of the United States, is to create chaos, and that's what the president's been doing ever since his medical bills were put forth in Congress. That didn't have anything to do with helping the people. That had to do with division in government and division in the people and bankrupting the country even faster.
Yeah.
And many of the military actions now have to do with bankrupting the country and bankrupting the military and depleting the arsenal and fragmenting our military forces, drawing up the National Guard, exhausting that, leaving National Guard vehicles and materials in foreign countries, coming back and not have anything. And that's what's taking place right now.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It does. It looks like they're just trying to get as many of our forces forward deployed as humanly possible. That's what it looks like. You know, the USS Bataan Amphibious Ready Group deployed 3 months early last week because of Libya. So you're already accelerating a deployment schedule 3 months ahead. And I mean, it's crazy. These poor troops, our sailors, our Marines, they're tired. They are tired. And the morale is low. Why? Because we're spread so thin. We're all over the place. We're all over the world. It is absolutely insane. And
from our perspective, Joe, but not from the government.
Well, of course not. What do they care? We're just pawns on a chessboard to them.
No, the government's agenda is to bankrupt the country.
Well, they're doing a great job. Yeah, exactly right. But
it's coming from the White House.
That's right. They are most certainly doing that. And what's even more interesting is like you say, agendas. And I was talking about the way in which we're ripe for an attack, and you could just smell it. When we come back from break, I'm going to show you some of the agendas that are taking place within our government that directly point to an imminent attack on the United States. All that and more when we come back. Remember, folks, the websites, theintelhub.com, theintelhubradio.com, and thefreedomlinkradio.com. So stay tuned. Don't go away. We'll be right back after these short messages.
The home of cutting-edge talk radio. Online, worldwide, at oraclebroadcasting.com.
You know the Constitution